The Honorable Mike Johnson of the state of Louisiana, having received a majority of the votes cast, is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives for the 119th Congress.
Now that Republicans are set to gain control of Washington, they have their eyes set on making widespread cuts to a variety of popular programs that many Americans depend on as part of their broader strategy to drastically reduce federal spending.
Congress is about to come after, House Republicans. They have put Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, climate measures on the chopping block on Friday. House Republicans, they passed around a menu, more than $5 trillion in cuts.
One such program that is once again in the crosshairs of Republican legislators is Medicaid, with recently proposed cuts aimed at effectively ending the expansion provision in the Affordable Care Act. You know, that super popular achievement from the Obama administration that Republicans have never been able to successfully repeal.
Millions of Americans may be at risk of losing financial assistance that lowers the cost of health insurance brought through the Affordable Care Act's marketplaces. The so-called enhanced subsidies were passed under the Biden administration, but they will expire at the end of 2025 unless lawmakers choose to renew them.
Another target of these fascists, Republicans, is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as SNAP or food stamps. One proposed change would adjust how these benefits are calculated, which would lead to a significant reduction in benefits for 22 million households.
The Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, also known as SNAP. It's been around for about 90 years, but now House Republicans are pushing for funding cuts to the program, and Democrats claim that they're abandoning the needy.
The $30 billion cut to SNAP benefits is unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American.
Lastly, Republicans are seeking to make drastic cuts to the Biden administration's clean energy subsidies, despite the fact that doing so would undermine a manufacturing boom that's been generating jobs and money all across the country, especially in the South.
It's a radical ban on water heaters, another example of government overreach under the Biden administration on their way out the door.
Now, while all these budget proposals are still under debate, they will likely face significant opposition in Washington, even from the rare few Republicans who possess both a brain and a heart and are understandably wary that the cuts could be highly unpopular among their constituents. Constituents who might be even more angry when they realize that their Cheeto-in-chief lied to them on the campaign trail and only intends to use these cuts to offset massive tax breaks for his rich buddies at Mar-a-Lago.
Donald Trump is promising to extend his tax cuts for the wealthy if reelected at a private fundraiser on Saturday, which cost a minimum of $250,000 to attend. Trump spoke about securing our southern border, reducing inflation, and extending the Trump tax cuts. That's according to his campaign. Next year, some of the key provisions of Trump's 2017 tax cuts are set to expire, including a break that benefits hedge funds, private equity partnerships, and privately held companies.
Most Republicans, however, have long sought massive cuts to federal programs that actually help people, claiming that these assistance programs like food stamps and Medicaid encourage dependency, even though multiple studies have disproven the validity of these concerns. Democrats, on the other hand, have logically argued that such cuts would harm our most vulnerable populations, like the elderly and children, and reduce economic demand for food and electric vehicles, affecting farmers and manufacturers.
Mr. Speaker, House Republicans leaked their plans for how they're going to cut taxes for their rich friends at the expense of regular working period. Newsflash, it's awful, awful, awful. A recent analysis of the Trump tax plan found that it would, on average, cut taxes for the richest 5% of Americans and raise taxes on everyone else, the 95% of the population who doesn't hang out at Mar-a-Lago. And to pay for this sick and twisted plan that screws over regular people, they want to totally gut the federal programs that help regular people. They want to cut the SNAP benefits by hundreds of billions of dollars, slashing the food budgets of millions of Americans by nearly a third. They want to rip health care away from people and block access to economic security programs for hardworking American families. That's the Republican playbook. Attack regular people and shower corporations and the ultra-rich with tax breaks and hope that it trickles down. Let's reject this disgusting plan, invest in our anti-poverty safety net, let's support our middle class, and let's end hunger now.
So, for anyone out there still unsure as to which political party is more concerned with placating the interests of billionaires like Elon Musk at the expense of our poorest Americans, especially at this time of extreme wealth inequality, I sincerely hope you pay close attention to this ongoing story, because there's really no guessing what else Republicans in Congress have their targets set on next.